How you do anything is how you do everything. I used to think that this concept was an exaggeration. It isn't. Show me how somebody keeps their space, and I'll tell you what their mind looks like. Show me how they treat a small commitment, and I'll let you know how they treat the ones that actually matter. Standards aren't something that you just categorize and forget about. They are a frequency. It's the hidden architecture of your life. Whether you realize it or not, your future is tied to a frequency. Most of us, we think we have standards, but we don't. We have preferences. A preference is a hope, it's a maybe, it's based on how I feel. A standard is a non negotiable, it's a contract. It's something that is done because that's who you are. It's not questionable. And the reason why you feel stuck, why you keep starting over on Monday, on Sunday, is because you keep treating your standards as a negotiation. Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to look at the 3 areas where you keep leaking your power, your mindset, your health, the way you communicate. And we are going to turn those preferences into standards. Because you don't get what you want in this life, you get what you are. Let's start off with the hardest one, the mind. This sets the foundation for everything that you do. And the truth about standards is that they're quiet. It's in the way you put your clothes away. There was a moment where I didn't really have the structure growing up, and every time I would do laundry, I would just put it on a chair. I would just leave it there. Sometimes I wouldn't fold it and I would just grab off the chair. And as I became an adult and recognized what it meant to have a nice place and take care of what I owned, that faded, that went away. And I recognized that itself is part of the standard. It's in the way you do anything. And now it's about taking out the laundry right when the cycle is done, folding it right when the cycle is done. I even go to the furthest extent and iron every article of clothing that needs to be ironed before putting it away, so that when I take it out of the closet, I just have it ready for me. I don't even have to think about it. And it's a sign of self-love, of showing up for myself in a way that no one else could. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. A standard eliminates that decision fatigue. It eliminates the negotiation between whether or not you're going to do something. You just do it because it comes instinctual for you. And this is especially important when it comes to taking an audit of what your life looks like. What's made the biggest change in my life is understanding how my mind works, what I'm doing, what patterns I see in myself, so that I can just become a better version of myself. And I do this by journaling at night, figuring out what I did right, what went well, and also figuring out what weighed heavy on me throughout the day, what caused the most cognitive load as my day went on. I just release it onto the page, and I'm able to go to sleep free from whatever it was that was not serving me that day. By pinpointing the patterns and becoming self-aware, that is the first step. That is the first step to elevating your standards. The way you are orderly within your mind always translates in your environment, in your relationships, in how you communicate. You are able to have that clarity. So when you are in the zone, when you are focused, all you can think about is the present moment and what you're doing at that moment, instead of what's been weighing on you for the past week or two. A standard eliminates decision fatigue. I don't negotiate with the laundry and try to figure out whether or not I'm going to fold it that day. I don't negotiate with myself and whether or not I'm going to journal and process the emotions that weighed heavy on me throughout the day. I just do it because I didn't come this far just to get this far. I'm the kind of person who lives in an ordered environment. That identity, that shift, it's worth more than any other productivity hack you could ever find. There is one area where most people's standards collapse faster than anywhere else, and we need to talk about it. This domain is where it gets lonely. When you raise your standards, you will lose people, and it's not because you failed or because you're cold. This is just what happens when you raise the bar for yourself, for the relationships that matter in your life. A preference tolerates a friend who makes backhanded compliments just because they don't want to spend their Friday night alone. And a standard says, my peace is too expensive to afford this conversation. Access to you is expensive, not in a financial way, but in an energetic way. If you leave a hangout feeling drained, feeling small, and belittled, take it as data. A standard uses that data and pivots in the direction they want to go into. A standard acts on that data, and a preference ignores it just because they want to be nice. You have to be willing to be the villain in someone else's story just so you can be the hero in your own. And if a standard triggers their own insecurity, that burden is for them to carry, not you. For years, I treated my health like a preference. I preferred to look fit, I preferred to feel energetic, but the moment I got stressed out and the menu looked good and I was with friends, that preference just vanished, and they were never standards in the first place until I realized what it took to really take the necessary steps to become that most ideal version of myself. And I recognized what she did. I recognized what it took to be that person. A preference eats for flavor, they eat for entertainment, but a standard eats for fuel because a standard knows that this is what it takes to have this kind of energy at this hour of the day. I eat this because I know it's going to fuel me in the right way so that I can function as my best self and think clearly and act in accordance with who I'm meant to be. At this point, you're probably thinking, Jasmine, this is a lot. This seems exhausting and kind of lonely. And to be frank with you, it is in the beginning. The number one reason why you'll drop your standard next week is isolation. It's tiring being the only one who is operating at level 9, level 10, and everyone else around you is at level 2, level 3, and they're okay with that. Your biology wants you to fit in. It wants you to lower the bar so you don't get rejected, because that's just the survival tactic. This is why your environment is everything. You need to find the rooms, virtual as in online communities, where having a strong mindset and evolving into the better version of yourself is normal. Or even physical, where you connect with people at a Pilates class or even at the gym. This is how you build your circle and make it normal for you. This is a lot of overhaul at once. So I created a standards versus preference tracker. It's a PDF that allows you to make an audit of where you are negotiating in your health, in your mindset, in your relationships. And if you'd like a copy of this, I've linked my newsletter in the description below so you can get this free PDF and print it out, put it on your fridge, put it in your room, wherever it's visible, so you can stop hoping for the life that you want and finally require it. If you've made it this far, comment the star emoji so I know who's ready to stop negotiating. And remember to be the person your future self will thank you for. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.